shorty, okay, shorty, okay, shorty, okay, shorty, okay, shorty, okay, shorty, go to that bag, go to that bag, go to that bag, go to that bag, okay, shorty, 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 go to that bag, go to that bag, go to that bag, go to that bag.
What's good, boys, man? Go ahead and bend the vibe back on November 8th. Today we got some crazy news about Spider-Man Brand New Day, new set footage and scene revealed. I ain't gonna lie, this is crazy. Let's get into
details to break down in this video. We have new details about the Hulk, the Punisher, why everybody is fighting, and we have a new scene released of Spider-Man swinging with some giant explosions going on in the background, and all of this is filmed practically. This is all actually being filmed with a physical set. None of this is CGI. Of course, they're going to come in after and they're going to add some CGI, but the fact that we are actually getting stuntmen swinging and Tom Holland doing a lot of his stunts himself, all practically to make the best possible Spider-Man movie there is, all under the direction of Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi. All of this is going to really come together to give us the best possible Spider-Man movie we could get out of what they're shooting right now. And with the new suit looking as fire as it does and everything pretty much being practical for the most part, it is possible we could be heading towards the best Spider-Man film to date. Of course, that's going to be hard to beat Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, but so far Marvel Studios and Sony are doing everything right with this movie. So fingers crossed that the story is good. But if you haven't heard,
matter of fact, before I keep playing the video, make sure to go check, follow, like all my Miles Morales recreations game, please, bro. Just do that, repost everything, game. I got more skits on the way too, so just make sure to stay tuned for that. Yeah, bro, just go to my TikTok and like for me. But man, you know what I'm saying, your boy trying to be the live action Miles game. Keep liking, keep reposting, keep saving, whatever y'all want to do. At Marvel if you want to, for me and Sony, please.
it is confirmed. The Punisher and the Hulk will both be in this movie. In fact, the scene that we have been seeing where Spider-Man is on top of this heavily armored vehicle, this scene not only involves the Punisher, but it also involves Scorpion as well. As you can probably tell from a lot of set photos that have been put online, shooting has begun for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they're not exactly keeping people away to try and prevent them from taking photos. They are shooting in the middle of Glasgow, and fans are allowed to just sit behind the barricade and watch and film, and that's how we're getting all of this footage. And today we have footage of a new scene that looks amazing. It's very practical as it shows Spider-Man, or Tom Holland's stunt double, actually swinging from a rig as real explosions go off in the background. This is part of the same scene that we have been seeing where Spider-Man is on top of an armored.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks so fun to do, bro. I swear, that's a stunt double though, but I feel like that looks so fun, game. Like, but I'm praying, bro. I'm just praying, praying, like, please, like, Marvel, Sony, hopefully come across me one day and just, bro, with all the Marvel content I've been doing for years, gang, I started making Marvel content, bro. Please, and mostly Miles content, bro. And I'm just hoping, bro. Hopefully, just one day, bro. One day Marvel come across me, or Sony, and then just let it be from there, bro. Sarah Finn. If y'all don't know, Sarah Finn is one of the people that work for Marvel, and mostly for Spider-Man stuff. And as a matter of fact, it's crazy because one time I actually commented on our Instagram post a couple times, matter of fact, and I was like, can I be live action Miles Morales? And guess what she did? She liked it. She liked it. Not just one time, but the other times as well that I said, I kept on asking her. So I mean, I'm hoping one day that this could actually happen. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't even know why, but I'm just hoping that one day Marvel and Sony come across my my videos, acting videos, the Spider-Man Miles Morales videos, all that, and just cast me, bro. Whenever Miles is ready, cast. You feel me? To try to look for a Miles, whatever. I'm hoping they come across me, bro. I'm just hoping, gang, because it's like, bro, people don't know how much this role would mean to me, gang. Like, this will mean a lot, bro. And just coming from being a content creator at that, like, you know what I'm saying? Most content creators, they get chosen to be in like movies and stuff like that. But if I get chosen to be Miles Morales as a content creator, boy, I'm telling you, gang, that's gonna be different. And plus, bro, like, I feel like I can do it, bro. Real talk. Y'all seen the way I be acting on my TikToks. Y'all know. Especially y'all OGs. Y'all know how much I love Miles Morales, gang. And the fact, like, y'all should know how much that would mean to me, gang. Like, I feel like Cash Nasty with him being LeBron right now. For real, like, glazed LeBron for years. I've been glazing Miles Morales and Marvel for years, gang. So I'm just hoping that one day they can look at my stuff and just, you feel me, going from there, bro. I'm just hoping that one day it just happens, bro. That one day. It's gonna happen, no trust. And it will happen. If I keep putting to this thing, it's gonna happen. For sure. But I'm just hoping that one day it happens again.
Vehicle, and we know what this scene is about. We'll explain this in just a bit, but going back to how practical this actually is, I think this is so awesome. They have a rig set up to actually have him swinging. We don't know if it's Tom Holland or a stuntman at this point in time, but that's irrelevant. What we're learning here is that they really are going practical for most of their shooting. This is an actual Spider-Man swinging on this rig. And during
bro, I've been a Spider-Man fan since I was a youngin', little. I've always acted like I was Miles. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, not Miles, but Peter Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. I grew up watching Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And I'll tell you, all the Spider movies that came out from that to 2000, when I was young, I used to always act like I was Spider-Man, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be jumping off from couch to couch, trying to do flips, all that, fighting. I'm telling you, bro. Like, if I actually got to be live action Miles, gang, I really would wonder what my younger self would think, bro. My younger self would be happy. Like, bro, I came from jumping on couches, trying to do flips, backflips, whatever, fighting, to actually being Spider-Man in a movie. Game, bro, I'm telling you.
A chase scene with explosions, real explosions happening in the background. And I can already tell this particular scene is going to look amazing. And just kudos to the team for deciding that this is how they're going to shoot everything. And today we actually got a lot more information.
But also not even just being in a Marvel movie. Any movie in general would make me happy. Because I always want to act. I've always wanted to be in a movie or a show. Ever since I was young. Always. That's always one thing. Mostly superheroes, yes. But like, I low-key want to be just in the movie or show, bro. I've always did.
Information about what this scene actually is. According to some new reports, this scene is actually the Punisher chasing Scorpion, trying to kill him. So Spider-Man is actually chasing the Punisher, trying to keep him from killing Scorpion. And according to Daniel RPK, we're going to be getting a Punisher that is using some advanced tech to fight Spider-Man and the Hulk. What we heard about Spider-Man, the Hulk, and the Punisher in the past is that the Punisher and Spider-Man are going to team up to take on the Hulk. However, even though that might happen, before that happens, they're all going to fight each other. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. According to the Hollywood Reporter, they're all going to fight each other first. It's basically going to be a 1v1v1. So no team up in the beginning. No Punisher and Spider-Man versus the Hulk right away. Apparently, what's going to happen is the Punisher is going to be movie the same Punisher that we know him to be. He's still being described as slightly psychotic, and he still wants to kill everybody. They're not going to nerf him down just because he's in a Spider-Man movie. So what we're hearing is that Punisher wants to kill the Hulk. The Hulk is going crazy, he's hurting people, he's destroying things, so the Punisher has decided to kill him. However, Spider-Man, since he knows the Hulk and he feels pity for him and he feels like he is a victim, is trying to convince the Punisher to not kill him, but to take him down in another way. So it sounds like ultimately he does convince the Punisher that he doesn't need to kill the Hulk, but there is a way to take him out without killing Bruce Banner inside. And that will be where the team up comes from. So 1v1v1, then a team up between the Punisher and Spider-Man to take on the Hulk, and then eventually they will all fight the real villain of this film. And right now there are a lot of villains said to be in this movie. Daniel RPK also reported the other day some of
They go with me wherever I go. Olafly, peace of mind, always. It's so simple.
This is what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
90%
the villains in Spider-Man Brand New Day are Tombstone, Tarantula, Boomerang, Scorpion, and Ramrod, who's a half cyborg. And if you caught Michael Mando's Instagram, who is the actor that plays Scorpion in the MCU from Spider-Man Homecoming, he teased that he is back, so Scorpion is definitely confirmed. As for the other villains, it basically sounds like Spider-Man is going to be attempting to stop a gang war, possibly between Tombstone and Mr. Negative. Now, on the armored vehicle, we do see the Inner Demons logo, which is Mr. Negative's gang. However, Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus today stated pretty confidently that Mr. Negative is not in the film, which is a little confusing since we have seen the Inner Demons logo on that armored vehicle. So we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out, because it seems like signs point to Mr. Negative being in the film, but perhaps Alex has heard differently. But at the same time, when Daniel RPK listed his villains, Mr. Negative was not on that list either. We know that Scorpion is going to be one of the big antagonists of the film, but the big one, the main villain, seems to be a mystery at this point in time. We'll have to wait and see on this. And of course, as always, we'll update you if we hear anything else. Now, bringing it back to the Punisher real quick. We've heard that he's going to get a new suit in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I love and it makes sense. But also at the same time, we did get a new look at the Punisher suit from the Punisher special presentation. You can see it here, and I think it's awesome. I love the super big, prominent logo on the chest piece. However, according to Daniel RPK, the Punisher is going to be getting a new suit in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's going to be a very heavily tech-based suit. So he gets a tech suit, and it kind of makes me wonder if we're gonna get the Punisher with the War Machine armor. If we get the Iron Punisher in this movie, that would be pretty intense. And if you think about it, the Punisher kind of needs this. He's the only one out of the three, the Hulk, Spider-Man, and himself, the Punisher, that doesn't have really any powers. Spider-Man got bit by the spider, so he is enhanced. The Hulk is the Hulk, but the Punisher is still just kind of a normal human. And in fact, I've seen a lot of people who have responded to reports that the Punisher, Spider-Man, and the Hulk are going to fight each other. I've seen people respond with, what the hell is the Punisher gonna do? Which is a fair point, because most guns don't really work on the Hulk. Bullets don't really hurt him, even bullets that are huge being shot from a jet, as we saw in the first Avengers movie. It takes a lot to stop the Hulk, and normal guns aren't gonna do the job. Also, if the Punisher gets hit hard by the Hulk, he's probably done, at least severely injured. Yes, he has tactics that he can use against the Hulk, but if the Hulk gets to him, he's pretty much done. Even in Captain America Brave New World, Sam Wilson had a vibranium pair of wings and some armor to fight the Hulk, because Marvel Studios knew that if it was just Sam Wilson versus the Hulk and the Hulk got anywhere near him, he would obliterate him. The same thing goes for the Punisher. All the Hulk would have to do is throw him into the air and let him hit the ground after falling from hundreds and hundreds of feet. He'd die. So the Punisher getting his Iron Punisher suit or a War Machine suit would be pretty cool, and it would also...
Out of all of them, Punisher is a normal human being, gang. If Hulk, all Hulk gotta do is throw him. All Hulk got to do is throw him all the way up in the air. Look like these, step back, fall down, boom, he's dead.
would be pretty necessary for him to help Spider-Man take on the Hulk. How does he get it? Who knows? Perhaps Spider-Man actually manages to get some Stark tech. And after all, Armor Wars, what it was supposed to be, was what happens when Stark tech falls into the wrong hands. Maybe the Punisher was one of those people whose wrong hands it falls into. Maybe that was their plan at some point in time. It's irrelevant now because it sounds like we're getting it in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And again, he's going up against the Hulk, so it makes sense. Now, I will say, we are learning a lot about this movie, especially with these set videos and set photos, and it's a good job by Sony for releasing the official look at the suit before the filming started, because they clearly knew a ton of photos and videos of the suit were going to get out like they did. So good for them for preemptively showing us the suit. But one thing that remains a big mystery still is who Sadie Sink is going to be playing. Sadie Sink has officially been cast for this film, but her character is not confirmed yet. We've heard some reports stating that she could be playing Mayday Parker, specifically the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man from his universe. We've heard that she could be playing a real Mary Jane Watson, not a Michelle Jones Watson, but Mary Jane Watson. We've also heard she could be Gwen Stacy or Black Cat. This part is under wraps for now, but once they start filming with her character, if they film it outdoors, we could see who she's going to be playing very soon. According to Daniel RPK, Zendaya is not going to be in the film much. She'll have an important role to play, but she's not going to have much screen time. But I will say, whatever they decide to do, it definitely seems like they know what they're doing, especially after watching them film everything so practically using real effects, real explosions, real swinging, and watching this new blue and red Spider-Man suit shine during these scenes. It just makes me super pumped for what we're about to get in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Do you think it looks awesome? Are you excited they're using practical effects and
Gang, hey bro, let me know what y'all think, man, bro. But like I said, bro, I'm hoping one day, whenever Marvel and Sony ready to bring in Miles Morales, one of the people they need to look into is me, for sure. For sure. One person they need to look into me is for sure. And plus, gang, I could be Miles Morales, gang. And I got Spider-Man parts too. But now that I'm really thinking about it, I ain't gonna really need to do the flips and all that stuff because I'm gonna have a stunt double doing it for me. While I'm just wearing the suit, doing regular stuff, and then being Miles Morales, I'm gonna have a stunt double doing all the extra stuff. So like, I'm hoping one day, bro. I'm hoping game, bro. Have me as Miles, game, please, bro. And people be saying I look like him too, bro. So I low-key see it. I see the vision. I see the vision, gang. Come on, Marvel and Sony. Y'all ready for Miles? Look into me, bro. Hit up your boy, please. But anyway, bro. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. Catch you next time, bro. Hola.
Okay, but with Liza Colon Zayas and
gang. I just skipped ahead on the new Rockstar video, but let's be real, gang. Let's be real. Let's hear what he about to say right here.
The film as well, some are speculating that she could be playing Rio Morales, the mother of Miles Morales. Clearly, Marvel's casting team loves the bear, and if you're looking for Puerto Rican actresses of a certain age, she would be near the top of the list. Miles is confirmed to exist in the MCU already, since Donald Glover played Aaron Davis in
I'm saying, gang. Come on, bro.
Spider-Man Homecoming, and his character referenced having a nephew who lives in the area, a nephew he straight up named Miles in a deleted scene.
Yeah, sorry, Miles, I'm not gonna make it.
If this fourth film is going back to the 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming to bring back Matt Gargan, why not also bring back the character mentioned in that film that everyone is dying to see in live action? Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. And it's completely normal with those feelings. Sometimes when the stick until I look. What did I do wrong? I think therapy really kind of anxiety so much, but from today's, they help you recognize this perspective. .com/new rockstars reviews and a 4 QR code To the press recently, Kevin Feige said about Spider-Man Brand New Day, "I think there's a promise at the end of No Way Home that, for as sad as it is, that Peter is forgotten by everyone in his life. We are seeing for the first time in the Tom Holland Spider-Man stories, him being a proper Spider-Man, him being by himself, dedicated to saving the city and dealing with, for lack of a better term, street-level crime, as opposed to the world-ending events that he faced when working with the other characters. So when you do that, you say, okay, who are the other street-level characters that we've never seen him interact with? And of course, I love that the Punisher started in a Spider-Man comic, and that great cover. I don't want to say too much, but I will say too much. Destin is doing an amazing job right now on that movie. It starts shooting very soon, and he's got 8 or 9 comic covers up on his wall in his apartment that he is bringing to life in this movie. It's super cool. And now we're wondering, was one of those comic crossovers a Spider-Man Hulk story? How much time has Peter Parker spent with Bruce Banner in the MCU? Well, they have fought alongside each other, specifically in Central Park and Avengers Infinity War, a moment that very much confused Bruce Banner because later in the movie he said, wait, there's an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man? And then of course in the Battle of Earth and Avengers Endgame, they definitely charged alongside each other. They also both knelt in respect when Tony Stark died and were both at his funeral. So obviously Peter Parker would have a certain sense of loyalty to Bruce Banner. But 2 questions I think need to be answered. 1, what's in that armored truck or that tank that Spider-Man is riding or trying to stop? And 2, what kind of street level story involves Peter Parker and the Hulk and a super equipped Punisher, Scorpion, MJ and Ned in some reduced roles, Sadie Sink in some mystery role, and an unconfirmed primary villain who is not Kingpin but might be Mr. Negative, as well as a handful of other villains, and maybe also Rio Morales and Miles Morales. Well, my theory for question 1 is maybe the reason Peter Parker is rushing to stop.
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. No one Marvel, but they already probably got a Miles Morales there. Gang, bro. At least introduce Rio, bro. And Miles, save that for either the post credit or the next Spider-Man movie or Avengers. I'm game, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, come on, bro. We need to see this in live action. The only thing is, I need to be Miles with Rio, and it does make sense because why would they have a Puerto Rican actress in this movie? Gotta be Miles Morales.
And Miles Morales. Well, my theory for question 1 is maybe the reason Peter Parker is rushing to stop that armored vehicle is that it's being driven by Frank Castle after a break-in at the DODC storage unit, so that Frank now has access to some kind of sonic cannon technology that we know was on the Stark drones that the DODC confiscated at the beginning of Spider-Man No Way Home, and we know that technology was one thing that could be used to repel a Hulk. And so Peter's trying to intervene with Frank Castle trying to hunt the Hulk. For question 2, I think it's too soon to say how a cast this big in this universe in terms of power scale could stay within a street level conflict. But despite all of these larger than life characters, Kevin Feige's commitment to this story staying street level must be a reference to the theme and the conflict of the story and how that conflict affects Peter Parker's local community on a scale that we just feel more deeply than we do a global or a universe-wide threat. So what type of threats hit local?
And this got me thinking too. Are we gonna get like a live action 2018 Marvel Spider-Man game type movie, especially the Mr. Negative stuff going on, but just a little bit different? Because we got Hulk and Punisher, so this will be different. But if we get the same type of, like, you know, and then we get a scene with Jefferson Davis, a live action version, getting killed by Mr. Negative, and then and it turns into the Miles joint. You feel me? The Miles story with him and Peter, and Miles tried to want to hunt him down. You feel me? I'm just saying, they don't kill off Mr. Negative. They say him for a Miles movie. I'm just saying, bro. Okay, that'd be so tough. And then as him too. God.
Communities on a deeper level than they do the entire world. Well, things like specific community-based economic pressures, things like local crime, things like gangs and drug distribution. And I think that's why Mr. Negative is fitting so well into this movie in many people's heads. As the major emerging villain of the Brand New Day era in the comics, as someone who has his own interesting immigrant story, as someone who can manipulate the Light Force and the Dark Force, whose alter ego Martin Lee is a philanthropist who backs the East homeless center that now, in the movie universe, serves as the legacy of Peter's dead aunt, Aunt May. Mr. Negative also peddles a drug called Shade that might have some kind of effect on Bruce Banner to revert him from his Smart Hulk form to the Rage Monster form that we all kind of miss. A form that Harlem in New York City has very bad memories of, and maybe even local vigilantes like Frank Castle might feel a need to hunt down. So another question I want to leave you with is, do we think Marvel Studios might have pushed Sony to make this Doomsday-esque soundstage suit announcement precisely on a weekend when they knew Fantastic Four First Steps box office would be down a bit? I don't know about that, but it does raise the question of how much Marvel will be pushing to use Spider-Man Brand New Day to set up Avengers Doomsday, a movie that will come out 5 months later in 2026. Kevin Feige also mentioned to press via CBR that he is eager to explore Spider-Man's relationship with the Human Torch, saying that's one of the key relationships in Marvel Comics, Johnny Storm and Peter Parker, and we've never been able to come close to it before, and now it is in the realm of possibility. That's exciting. Could a meeting between Peter Parker and Johnny Storm in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day be the thing that takes us into Avengers Doomsday? Also, could that mention of a second Peter Parker suit be a reference to a new white-colored Future Foundation suit that Peter could be wearing in Avengers Doomsday? Comment down below with your thoughts on all this, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Sin City Monster, who supports us at the executive producer level. Follow me at EA Voss and subscribe to all the channels in the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I ain't gonna lie, that would be cool. Maybe we might get a Future Foundation suit. Now that I think about it, for Spider-Man. Like in live action for the first time. I feel like this could happen. And yeah, I'm hoping they introduce Miles game eventually. We need Miles, bro. And the only person that I feel like, well, not the only person, but who I think they need to cast in game. Need, not should, they need.